Good evening, I'm Eric Zawadzki. I'm the developer of the Deviant Renegades game line. This is my regular tabletop meeting in quarantine. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Jake playing Steve.
Noel playing Benji.
Rachel playing Tamsin.
Mark playing Solomon.
All right, shall we start out with some quotes?
Sure. This is a game where we keep asking, are we the baddies? Maybe we should just double down and become the baddies. Eric, I was going to talk about that in a few minutes. We need Mary Poppins. I think he said mages couldn't diverge. We need Magey Poppins. It says it's at the storyteller's discretion, so could I have immunity to emotional trauma? Isn't that a flaw? I like that we have to specify human-shaped as the minimum criteria for a nanny. Well, the last two weren't.
Jake's gonna throw up his water.
Good. I'm good. It was not on the way down, thankfully.
It could be worse. It could have been one of your ex-wives. This one was my favorite. It was decided that it was my fate to come here. Who decided that? The fate mages.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
It's fun! It'll be great! I'll believe you when you say that an octave lower.
Oh, man. All right. Gosh, all right. So there were some people who were a little tired last week and don't remember some of the session. A couple things that happened was you did find a live-in nanny for Liz, who is, as it turns out, the person that was monitoring the minister that Steve murdered horribly back in, I think, session 9? 10, something like that.
I remember doing it.
Yep, I know you remember doing it.
Which is funny because your
Steve
character doesn't.
Nope. Has no idea.
Nice that we can leave this traumatized child with someone we have a connection with. So there's that.
But all the people you have a connection to are all murderers. Okay, that's not quite true.
Well, it's fine if they don't murder the child. I mean, wouldn't they just be a really good bodyguard in that case?
No.
As I recall, she's going to be a very good bodyguard because she's very, very interested in the child.
As only a mage can be.
Creepily interested?
Yes. Yes.
Creepy is such a strong word.
No, it was creepy.
Oh my gosh.
If
Okay.
not, you can go and rewatch the last session. I guarantee you.
What?
It's creepy enough.
You haven't watched the last session yet?
No, I haven't.
Posted.
9% sure that it's fine. It'll be great.
Yeah, I know that in itself is kind of a violation of the Geneva Conventions. Other things is you have this sort of weird thing where Abby is acting really Karen-y.
That's great. She has a case of the Karens.
She has a case of the Karens.
She may or may not be actually possessed. We're not really sure.
Hopefully, it's just psychological trauma and not Karen actually living in her body.
Well, I remember last session I actually saw a spirit that looked like Karen coming out of the building at one point.
Mhm.
So
Something came out of the building.
yeah.
Probably not a good thing when we're hoping that
how were you able to
psychological
see
trauma is
spirits at that particular moment?
There was no
I don't
magic
remember.
effect going on. Karen just walked out the front doors, turned a corner, and you tried to follow her, and she was gone.
Yeah.
And remind me, did you see that through a camera or did you see
No,
it in...
I was there
Okay.
because I was staking the place out to make sure that Abigail didn't have an episode or something like that and go and visit Karen's actual family as Karen.
Would have been
Abigail, you are Karen, aren't you?
Am I talking to Karen now?
She has more power than we realize.
They've actually been one person this whole time, and we just never noticed.
No.
So our anti-ghost whatevers wouldn't stop just walking in and out?
It wasn't like she
She
walked through
used the door.
She used a door.
Yeah.
That might be why she like manifested or whatever.
So she,
Yeah.
We don't know it's a ghost.
We
There's a
don't know
lot of
anything
things
about
it
it.
could be.
There could be a lot of different
You guys are
things.
jumping to ghost really fast.
Because okay, but if you don't know anything about what the paranormal looks like if a normal person had that experience, they would be like, "Oh, that's a ghost." They wouldn't be like, you know,
You were
maybe it's a
literally
mage.
staking out to make sure one of our friends who can change their shape and specifically changes their shape into Karen didn't leave the building as Karen, and then you were.
I forgot.
And then you thought ghost when you saw Karen leave the building.
Yeah. Well, no, when she disappeared is when I thought ghost.
Ah,
When I
That's
went around
fair.
a corner and she wasn't there, that's when I was like, "Ooh, spooky! It's a ghost."
she turned into a gas can.
I thought it was just following Abby for a bit, but
It's probably the
yeah,
more correct.
Oh, you put all of
maybe
it.
Steve was just tired. I don't know.
Or maybe she
a
walked
long
around a different corner and you forgot between then and there.
I was reliving something that happened years ago, or something.
Thank you.
I guess you've been in the building longer than everyone else, so it's quite possible that you've seen Abby go around the corner before.
Bad movie is my arch nemesis.
When she was your arch nemesis.
Before.
Yeah. And now you buy her coffee mugs and
No, that was when
That was
she,
how it started. Yeah, that was when when he hated her.
Yeah.
And then you guys started feeling sorry for her because you realized that she was like in a horrible, like abusive relationship with the condo manager.
Yeah.
Well, she's vaporized now, so it's all good.
Hopefully.
Or something.
Yeah. So other things that went on is you warned Zechariah about the fact that Malleus and Draconis is possibly has a clever way of tracking demons. Probably not made any better by the fact that Jared has disclosed that he's 100% sure that his buddies have made it so that they can get rid of Gene for you, Demon Gene for you. Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm of two minds about this because on the one hand, it makes me ever more convinced that that Jared is in league with Angel Gene.
oh, that's right.
But it's also like is the enemy of my enemy not a little bit my friend? I mean, kind of, sort of. I don't know.
Well, even if it's not your friend, they can fight it out. And
Yeah, I mean, getting Demon Gene killed by demon hunters isn't exactly the worst thing that could happen.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's that. But Zechariah shared with you some of his capabilities, which is what I've given you access to. Just for the audience, I created a short spreadsheet of the variations and scars and really, really brief summaries of the surviving renegades. There's a total of 10 of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 of them. as well as some information about Zechariah, you know, their demon lawyer, that they don't, yeah, as much as the demon is willing to share that sort of information, at least. And eventually we're going to lean on that information to build ourselves a heist scenario. Anyway, so
We're seeking to steal ourselves a Francois. Yes.
Steal or destroy Francois that's in the building. But you know that Francois uploads himself to a satellite as a backup copy, and you don't have a way of really blowing up the satellite, as far as I'm aware. This is not the first time in a game that things have ended up in space in this group, so sky's not the limit.
You just wait until I drive a car into orbit.
It would only be the second or third time. Second time. There was one of those involved a roller coaster too. Maybe that was.
We already have spacesuits, so
You do.
We launched someone into the sun once.
Yes, yes. They came back in a later game though.
That's true.
That was weird.
I can see we have one ally with astral travel, although I don't think that's what we need.
No, not for that particular element of it.
It could be fun to go take a trip someplace astrally.
That's not
We go to
really what
Australia.
astral travel does in this game. It's like going into dream worlds.
Oh, okay.
Someplace not on this planet, but I'm guessing they can take passengers because that's not something I.
Yeah, it's not written to allow passengers currently. So,
So it's not necessarily a realm that exists.
it is a realm that exists, but it's a dream realm. You leave your body behind usually. You go into a dream realm and get in trouble and try not to die, and have psychotropic K rides for the most part. They may be
It'd
still
be
the secrets of
interesting
people.
to add a Shadows of the Past capability to that, where you can like pull people sleeping near you into your dream or whatever.
Yeah, no, I just that variation was created before that Shadows of the Past feature was added. And
Sure.
I did not go back and fiddle with it because it was already getting close to errata. And there's a finite amount of change that I should be making that late in the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we need to capture or destroy or otherwise deal with Francois.
Yeah, we established that even if you just destroy his server room, the fact that he's in a satellite doesn't really benefit Gap because he would probably need to go to another supercomputer that is somewhere else, and Gap does not have that large a reach.
Well, in that somewhere else would one need to know that such a thing exists to even pursue some sort of download thing.
Yep, exactly. So either he'd have to have some negotiation when that happens, or he'd have to have a backup plan already in place.
That's kind of how we could sell him. We have the codes to the satellite where this guy is.
I wonder if there isn't a way, like if our hacker is good enough at hacking things, I wonder if there isn't a way for us to reroute where his backup is headed.
Another thing that you had discussed was if you could upload a virus that wouldn't unpack until after the backup was corrupt, like it corrupted the backup, but it wasn't noticeably corrupt until until after. Yeah, so he would send a corrupt version of himself up to the backup, and that would corrupt his backup too.
Right, I'm remembering this now.
Yeah, it's very very altered carbon.
And shooting a satellite down is totally out of the question.
Nothing is out of the
Probably
question.
nothing's out of the question, but it's probably not the path of least resistance. How about that?
It would be challenging with the resources available to you.
I just feel like Noel should get to shoot a satellite once in one
Look-
day.
I mean, Steve's got some money, but Steve doesn't have Elon Musk money. You know,
Elon Musk can't even get shit into space half the time, so more than half the time.
he usually gets it into space. It's just
Getting it
doesn't
back?
survive the return trip. Yeah.
I guess,
We don't care about the return trip. We're actually trying to prevent a.
I don't care about the return trip. I'll be fine.
We just shoot Elon Musk into space. There, problem solved.
I don't think. I don't think. How did Elon Musk get involved in this in the first place?
That's my bad.
Did we already know the location of this server, building, room, whatever?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's data management. You work there.
Okay.
I mean, you're not. It's
That was
restricted access into that specific part of the building, but
a place.
data management is a single building.
Okay.
There are definitely places that are off limits, but yeah, I mean, it's basically a giant. It's a facility there to keep a supercomputer server like maintained and to analyze, like, do stuff with its data.
And it is a different building than the place we live in. The
Oh yeah, yes,
apartment.
different building.
I haven't
condos.
gone to work there for like a week or whatever because we've been working at like building projects, but
Yep.
I have gone there, so my character would know some information about the building and stuff.
Correct.
Well, and we've been kind of going back and forth. Like, I mean, it wasn't just you doing like the testing or whatever. We were doing a bunch of like requisitioning gear and, you know, testing our, you know, our equipment and, you know, stuff like that. Like, so like you and I think both have been a little back and forth between our building and there.
Yeah.
But you specifically like are technically an employee there.
Yes.
Correct.
And I think I was specifically, when I was there, I had mentioned I'm scouting the place out. So I may have been paying more attention to that at the time.
Right.
That
you
said,
said
it may
in that restricted zone.
need to do some recon stuff now that we have like an idea of what we want to do with it.
It's time to case the joint. But first, let's well, okay. So do we want to do casing the joint kinds of stuff before we involve the Renegades?
Can we trust them not to go off without us? If the answer is no, we really can't, then
Like,
probably not.
are you worried that once we say, hey, we're gonna do this and that, they'll be like, oh, we'll just do that on our own?
Okay, let me pause us for just a second, and let me finish up the bookkeeping stuff for start of chapter.
Good idea.
Then we'll move in. So there weren't any leftover beats last week. Were there any experiences that people needed to expand?
I already spent and I have acclamation 1.
Oh,
That was at the end of last time.
okay. Anyone? Are people thinking or just?
Nope. I only have a few points.
I'm sitting on a fair amount. I'm just debating what I want to do with them still. So
Yeah.
9.
Ooh, geez.
Oh, once we decide on your job for the heist, maybe that'll give you a good idea of what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thought.
Like the reason that Steve suddenly bought a whole bunch of points at Animal Ken.
Yeah.
Crap, my
Cosmo.
raccoon won't do what I want him to do.
Stupid
Nobody uses
monkey.
memory thief powers for trash.
Speaking of Cosmo, keep Cosmo in mind for infiltration.
It's true.
If we run into any people who we need to memory futz with,
Yep.
he's good for that.
All right.
We even have a handy dandy backpack to bring him in with if we want.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also the case. I believe everyone touched touchstones last week or last time, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Yes.
Physically touched?
No.
No, not physically touched.
Yeah, because I think that I was able to unwavering them.
Yeah. Well, that's enough.
Yeah.
So, okay. And then any weird things with instability right now?
I have none.
I know you're a guardian. You
Or
haven't killed enough of your touchstones.
I need to go sit in a room and just mutate powers for a few hours or something like that, so I could.
You could definitely benefit from that, I suppose. Like a mutant guardian has a pretty good outlet for trying to get some more mutation.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Aspirations that are currently on the table, the menu. If you will. Aspirations, yeah. So I got Benji is plan a heist with the Renegades. Reason we're here tonight. Saul was mess up Francois, also the reason we're here tonight. Steve, try to find someone who can interact with ghosts. Because suspicions. And then Tamsin, try to do Karen Abbey.
Yep. So half of us are on Francois, and the other half are on Abby, apparently.
Yep.
Or ghosts.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's fair.
You know, technically, Saeed could probably help you with your ghost problem.
Really?
With a versatile sensor array, probably.
To be able to find
Pull
ghosts.
that back up. Saeed. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, he's also bloodless, breathless, heartless, and painless.
Oh.
Sounds familiar.
Friend,
Yeah.
you can bond at your
I
last.
don't know if I have heartless.
By heartless,
I gotta look it back up.
biology talking about like no beating heart, right?
Yes.
How so?
Wait, does your heart beat, Steve? If you're bloodless?
I actually have to look this up.
Let's not think about this too hard.
If you're bloodless, does it matter?
Of course it matters.
What if your heart was
Reasons?
bloodless?
It beats, it just doesn't push anything around.
You get stabbed in your heart and you don't care because the blood doesn't exist.
Oh, here we go. Bloodless, breathless, mindless, and painless is me. So
No.
my heart still goes. There's just no blood there.
It goes thump, thump, thump while you work.
Good for my heart.
If I only had a brain.
You have the Scarecrow and the Tin Man.
Yep.
That one has been helpful a few different times though. So I'm happy.
Brainless? Or
Yeah, the mindless one.
Mindless
Yeah.
is
Spineless.
Yeah.
spineless is we're
Spineless.
You need a lion.
A great variation.
yeah, that doesn't sound very useful.
You turn it on and you can't stand
Wait.
up for yourself ever
Wouldn't that
again.
technically be me? I turn into a cat, though it's a very tiny one. Well, a normal sized one.
You could be a big lion, and when you change into a lion, you have no courage.
When I become a cat, do I become a very dense cat?
No.
I'm sure you change to the weight of a cat,
Yeah, you do.
right?
Okay.
I'm sure you
There-
don't weigh 180
There are
pounds as a
some.
cat.
There are certainly some like miniaturization works that way, but animal transformation does like mess around with you a bit more.
You could really do damage with you were like 300 pounds and had miniaturization because you'd have like tiny little feet. And he'd be like cracking tiles as you walk.
It isn't quite the same exact weight, but you do maintain a little bit more heft than you do for your size, which is a way of explaining why you don't lose all your health levels when you miniaturize, because that's no fun at all. My personal opinion.
One reason that I came across that we might want to let get the Renegades in on things before we do any casing of joints. One of our Renegade friends does have Camouflage 5. So,
yeah, one of them's got Camouflage 4 too.
So they might actually be. It might actually be even easier for them to get in places than it is for us to get in places.
It also, if we bring them in on something that's like fairly, we'll say maybe low risk, like the casing, we might be able to get better buddy points for when it matters. Like a get to know you.
Yeah, that's true. But then we might also have to get to know them during the casing part. And
well, they can get to know us. We can decide if we care about them or not.
No, but I'm saying their flaws and stuff like that are gonna all come out during the casing part too. Then, but
gonna come out then we know about it.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Better to know about it now, I guess.
Yeah. Better now than when we're like in the thick of it. I'm totally fine with talking to him about him and getting him in on the casing and workup. Yeah.
So
Well,
how do we want to do this? Do we want to? I'm kind of a little bit worried about them deciding, hey, this is a great opportunity to kill us all. If we just go hang out with them, like with their whole group or whatever. I kind of want to build some trust before we do that.
So we need to do like a
team building experts. Thank you, Rachel. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that immediately thought about team building exercises.
All right, quick, to a ropes course.
Oh my gosh.
We can watch them flying at.
Let's do board game night.
The obstacle.
Twilight Imperium for everyone.
I was thinking maybe we would invite a handful of them, maybe an equal amount of them as to us, to join us for the casing of joints, and see if so here's my my thought. We'll see if a small group of them that think they're good at this will come hang out with us, and then maybe I was thinking like Saeed, the mutant programmer, and then the couple of people who are really good at stealth. Is there anybody else that jumps out at you that somebody that would be particularly amazing at joint casing?
The hacker person, I don't know about the casing, but they definitely need to know about it early enough to start working on the virus.
Maybe, yeah, I suppose. I just figured if we had somebody that was good at dealing with, well, I don't know, like.
Maybe we should leave out Marion. Unless you think you and her can put your differences aside, Benji.
Oh, there's that. I was going to say, though, boneless and camouflage, that seems like someone who's built to get in places.
Yeah.
She's just the obvious water puddle.
So as of yet, I don't know it was her that damaged my car, right?
Yeah.
Or do I? Did we get a video of that?
You didn't get. let's see. You wrecked the video, like the stuff before by summoning the angel, cleanup, resetting the factory settings. So you probably didn't get a video that you could see, but you did. Oh no, you saw the person you abandoned in the garage.
Yeah,
Can you guys hear what's going on upstairs?
not really, no.
Oh,
Our-
in your
Good,
house?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
In our house, there's some footsteps.
yeah, we were both looking like, what is she doing up there? And then you said that. I'm like,
No. My son is just being exceptionally loud in the bath, so I was just making sure that wasn't coming in as clearly as it is here.
nope. Oh yes, we'll keep the cat though.
Somewhat directional microphones help.
Well, we're working on the laptop, so.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. You're fine.
Well,
Yeah, I don't hear
So-
anything from you guys.
One of the things that I am kind of looking forward to about this whole thing is the problems that are going to occur because of these issues. So I think we should just go with it and
Yeah,
get
Definitely.
beats for it, because that's kind of the whole thing.
Yeah, that's something that we discussed briefly in email, is that essentially if the renegades you drag along here cause trouble and complications, I'm giving you beats for it.
Aw,
Because it's not much different from me hitting you with your own, and because these are your friends, right?
Yeah,
Friends. And beats are about bad things
They're-
happening.
they're friends if they're earning us experience. That's for sure.
Friends earn friends experience. All right, so the ones that you're at least considering bringing into this early are Kira, Marion, and
Saeed.
Saeed.
Do we have a role for me and Tamsin yet in the infiltration?
In the actual heist part, not yet. But
The casing.
The casing? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it's that it. I don't know what this is going to look like.
Okay.
I would say you wouldn't, because too many people casing is going to be problematic too.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, I was just like, because we're going to have a conversation with their group about like making this whole thing go, like at all. But I figured that doing that with a few representatives rather than the whole group would probably be a lot safer for us.
You guys
Yeah.
can focus on the Abby Karen problem a bit more too, for this phase of things.
Sure.
Yes, I have ideas
Yeah,
for that
okay.
too.
So yeah, I mean, maybe it's just me and Saul meeting up with those three.
4 or 3?
Well, at least 3. Oh gosh.
Yeah, at least 3.
Hopefully this doesn't end up in a brawl.
Because if you guys want to chase the Abbey thing while we're doing the casing, I mean, that might make sense.
Team, split the party.
Saeed can come with us if he can see
actually,
ghosty things.
That might be a good idea. Hey, we've got a problem that you might be able to help with. But yeah, I mostly wanted him to come along because, like, as an envoy.
I'm
Yeah.
totally having Zechariah invite himself along incognito.
What's that?
Zechariah is going to be inviting himself along incognito in case the group.
Okay.
Do we know that, or that's out of character?
Oh, he will let you know, but yeah, you're not going to recognize him.
Oh, okay.
He won't be coming as Zechariah.
Well, I don't know what's all been discussed in the last minute, but I can go in the building like
Normally.
normally if boneless camouflage gal can sit in a bucket or something, I can easily smuggle someone in and dump her on the ground somewhere.
You could stick her in a Nalgene
Yeah, like
with air's holes punched in it.
tip her over by the server room door and she slides underneath or something. I can smuggle something like that in pretty easy, whether it's that exact situation or not.
Yeah. Well, let's. Are they up for meeting with us then about this?
Yeah, I wanted to meet you for that.
All right. We meet in a somewhere over near the building that we're gonna case or whatever.
Yeah.
What data management, I guess we call it.
Yep. It's currently Monday morning. By the way, Abby is now at her post at the reception desk as requested. Just FYI, Rachel, Steve, etc.
Sorry, I missed what you were saying.
Okay,
Abby's
Abby's at the front desk now.
Okay.
It is Monday morning.
Appearing to be Abby.
Appearing to be Abby so far.
All right.
Acting like Abby. You think?
So would I have known if Karen had any pet peeves?
Let's see.
At least
Nicknames?
in
She
terms of
definitely.
things that tenants would do in the building, I don't know, leaving a door open or
Not leaving when the movers showed up.
okay. Feel personally called out by that.
She pet peeves that were not obvious paranoia stuff.
Sloppy paperwork.
Yeah, I don't know, a wastebasket placed in a certain location, or she always had to move it to a different one, or a door being left open, or when people would just bang doors behind them. Or
Well, she wanted to make sure she had pictures of her family in her office, and she was very meticulous about keeping them straight. Like when you folks were messing around in there way back in the day, I'm sure some picture got knocked askew a little bit, and it totally got put in the right place as soon as Karen got in there again. So yeah, we'll say that she was very concerned about things being straight on walls.
okay, well, I guess we're going to set up an Abby Karen sensor by slightly askewing all of the pictures and blocking. What did she say? Okay, that's fine. Glad she found something that was acceptable. That wasn't ice cream.
If you need me to drive her mad, I can program the building to make it do that.
I think you got bigger things to
say.
do than this. Is a little bit like programming a spreadsheet to manipulate data in a way that is much easier to just do in 5 minutes rather than spending an hour figuring out how to program it.
That definitely sounds like me.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make her crazy. I'm just trying to provide a Karen
An
barometer.
impetus for her to come out.
Well, no, I'm not trying to get her to come out. I'm just well, I guess seeing if that does bring her out, and
If she's always there or if she's just there sometimes.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to make a Karen sensor until we can figure out a better thing, and if I can do it slightly askew pictures, then that seems easier than reprogramming the building.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, go ahead and give me a wits plus composure, Hanson, as you are in your office.
My office, not Karen's office, my office.
Anymore.
I will scrub the Kieran out of this. I will burn my office to the ground if I have to.
Probably get rid of that one plant for sure.
The one that Benji peed in?
I would have gotten rid of that one already. One, unfortunately.
Okay. There is, you come out at some point to go to the bathroom and you notice that not too far away from the reception desk, there was a picture that was definitely crooked and it's straight now.
Ghost.
Abby is
that.
just behaving normally though. She's talking with one of the few tenants you actually have. Just sort of shooting the breeze, being friendly.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just bump it askew again
Oh yeah.
and see what happens.
Okay. Steve, give me a wit plus composure.
Wits plus, what's my composure? 3. Ooh. 2.
2?
2.
Okay. You were kind of just trying to casually pretend like you're not paying any attention to anything and just sort of going about your business. And you notice that the hallway leading from the reception area, all of the pictures have been straightened. And as you're kind of looking at this, behind you, away from reception, so reception's in front of you, but behind, like where you were just coming, you get sort of a prickle on the back of your neck, and you turn and you see what looks like Karen turning a corner around the hallway. And
I'm bolting after her.
all right, you bolt after her, and you get there, and there's no one there.
Ah, see.
Was Abby at the desk?
Abby's been at the desk.
Abby is still in the reception area. She's gotten done with the conversation that she had. She is straightening the picture that you just made crooked, though. And then she sits back at the reception desk and resumes doing Abby things.
Shoot, we have Karens now. They've multiplied.
Ruh-roh.
So
Karens.
if
Horrible.
So if I go down the hall of this hall of pictures that are all straight, is there a point at which they are no longer like perfectionist style straight, or does it keep going?
It is. They stop being perfectionist straight at the point where Karen turned the corner. What do you think was Karen turned the corner?
Ah, okay.
So it's almost like someone was coming out of reception, walking down the hallway, straighten everything. You were coming the other way, noticed, boy, that's sort of weird. And she somehow got behind you. You didn't notice her coming the other direction.
Well, definitely going to tilt those paintings back the wrong way.
Okay.
Just principle. She doesn't belong here anymore.
All right. So let's go over to Benji and Soul and the clown bar or whatever. What's it called? No, that wouldn't be open at this hour of day.
We need Saeed.
And so, yeah, Saeed. No, Saeed will be coming.
We need Saeed.
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
Yep.
Team Ghostbuster needs Saeed.
Were we all going there, or just me and Saul?
Just you and Saul and the Kira, Miriam, and Zechariah would be at this place. Shortly after you get there, Kira and Marion arrive. Eventually, this completely nondescript custodian sits down not too far from you.
Can you use yours?
No, I can't use mine.
I mean, and that's really all you can really grasp about this person. It's really kind of eerie, and it kind of screams this person may not be real because of the proximity. If you just saw him in the street, you'd never look twice. But the fact that he sat next to you somehow like twigs this whole idea that this is not someone who belongs here.
Just out of curiosity, because I have otherworldly connection with a relation to this particular kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do I see anything different?
You don't see anything different. Demons don't really work that way.
Okay.
But you get a whiff of very faint whiff of ether of the energy that comes from the machine, and this time it isn't your cologne.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'm going to proceed as if that is not a problem, and I guess I'm going to kind of keep an eye on Saeed to see if he notices at any point. But I'm going to stay on, basically stay on plan and ignore it.
Okay. Saeed doesn't seem to notice that anything is amiss.
Who did you say came again? Saeed, Marion, and
Kira.
Okay,
And the nondescript custodian.
and some random dude. Got it.
Yep. Dude might be too strong a word. Just a custodian.
Okay.
Vaguely human-shaped custodian.
Mm.
Hey, that sounds like a good criteria for a nanny.
Yeah.
All right, so we're all here. Everybody. So I done stuff like this before. What do you guys got to bring to the table on this? He's got access to the building. I point to Salt. He works there.
Sure. Not everything, but yes, I can get in without suspicion.
No one is going to lock us in there with a deadly portal, right? This is Saeed.
One of you has the deadly portal.
I'm just saying that this isn't the first time we've been involved in an infiltration mission. I prefer it not go as far south as it did the last time I was involved in one of them.
As far as we know, the only things, the only, they got two special things, and by special I mean like weirder than average things going on in there. The first is that they got a I don't know what you call it, super AI, some kind of computer program, what acts like a person, who kind of runs the whole place. And that's why we're doing this in the first place, is to mess that thing up. Because if that thing goes down, it's probably going to take a lot of the whole operation with it.
What does this facility do? Asked Kira.
It controls all their data. They the company's got this whole idea that they can't do nothing without all kinds of numbers and whatnot behind it. And so they gather all this information and keep it all in one place with this super smart computer program keeping track of all of it for them.
Are we talking about like, I don't know, addresses and phone numbers? What type of information do they keep here? What do they use it
We're
for?
also figuring out how to like predict the oddities that would happen with us and put certain people in certain places to make that happen. They've been doing that for a while.
They got all kinds of information about, experiments that they've run trying to, trying to make people like us. They got all kinds of information about, different kinds of people that they had living in their buildings to try and find people that they want to try and turn into people like us. They got all kinds of information on, population data and stuff like that from like the area. They study everything.
So they use this to cause the kinds of accidents that transformed all of us.
Yeah.
Part of it, at least. We also know they do a lot of monitoring and get information to the police department into another, or kind of with another group like them.
They got ties to other big, scary companies like them. And all that information is kept there too.
It's more than just Genungagap?
Yep. There's a whole
Yeah,
spectrum of it.
we just kind of found out about this pretty recent.
After they killed my friend.
Jeez. So what's the plan?
Well,
do we just go and burn the place to the ground?
Well, so I mean, as helpful as that would be, the trouble is that they know how much this building means to their company. Like, it's not going to be easy. We can't just stomp in there and light a match and have it be. They got a lot of resources based on protecting this thing.
They have people like us that work willingly for them. Well, I mean, as willingly as they seem to be able to do.
People like Dunk. So yeah, so the plan is eventually. Okay, let's talk about the plan for today. Today, we need to figure out exactly what's going on in there as far as defenses and layout and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say case in the joint? Makes sense? And like Benji then goes into a little bit more detail about the kinds of things that he's looking for as far as security measures, and he actually kind of gets a little bit into the weeds on this stuff. And
all right, let's do an let's see what is appropriate. Perhaps let's do presence plus larceny.
oof. All right. Let's see here. All right. I've got 9 again for this. And I'm going to go ahead and add willpower. Presence is my worst attribute.
Oh, is that your one?
Yeah. Okay. 2.
Okay. It takes a bit of doing, and like I said, as you said, you get really a little bit too far into the weeds. And I mean, they seriously have not, broken into a facility to case the joint. Like, that's just not their thing. And that, like Saeed was vaguely involved with it once, and it went horribly.
Yeah.
I mean, not because of him, but it went horribly. So he didn't have a whole lot of opportunity to get a second experience of it. So yeah. But yeah, you managed to convey what you need to convey as far as what they're looking for, and they're on board with getting involved.
Okay. So pretty much what I want to do is set it up so that Saul's gonna kind of be the point man for directing them to like the different important areas. So he's gonna lead the
places I can't go on my own.
Exactly. So he's gonna direct camouflage person to look for the areas that or to try and get into the areas that he can't get into. At the same time, we're going to have Saeed kind of use his sensor array stuff to call out any kind of like we need to know like where all the security is and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that he like can he do stuff like see through walls and things like that with it?
See through walls, not so much, but a lot of other. I mean, it's not X-ray vision, but like a lot of microscopic, telescopic, seeing various forms of energy. Basically, anything that technology can do, or natural animal senses could do, plus see the supernatural elements of things. Pretty sure that's
Well, he might be able to see through walls.
No, you're right, because he does have 5. It wouldn't quite be the same as seeing through walls per se, but you could probably see into dimensions where those walls aren't there.
Yeah.
Okay. So
the kind of limiting factor on this for him is he kind of winces a little and it's like, I have this ability and it is extremely potent, but I can feel like I'm losing myself every time I look into the other worlds. Because of course it's tied to unstable variation 4. So it's a medium instability every time he uses it.
got it. Okay, so really what I'm having him look for is the kinds of things that we wouldn't be able to notice. His job is to because we know that they have access to technologies that we don't understand and things like that.
Weird stuff.
Yeah. I would tell them about the weather vane. Because if they see that, that's probably going to draw attention. Because we know that they have that in there somewhere. And that probably doesn't look normal. So I would warn them about it.
Okay.
Now remember the word, but not what it is.
It is the icon that makes it a lot easier for the conspiracy to make deviants. It basically, from a mechanical perspective, it makes it so that they have to expend half as much effort to create the same number of devoted, because they understand how to make the serendipitous gardens flow the right way with the right kinds of electricity to increase the likelihood that they'll successfully create a deviant.
I would alert them that this is a secondary target.
And we need some sort of virus-like thing to shut down this AI, which is why you're here.
We had kind of a couple ideas about how it might be done, but we don't know enough about computers to know, if any of our ideas are any good or not, or even, like how to do any of it.
Well, if we're going on the actual location, I mean, there's not really, I mean, crowbars or explosives or a good fire, I mean, could probably take down the facility, like the AI, if it's just a server room. Just got to get access to the server room and wreck it, right?
It's got backup on a satellite.
Yeah.
Well, that makes things complicated. How often? Any idea how often it backs up?
Yes.
Once a day.
Oh, that could be interesting.
So we were kind of hoping that we could either, strand it up in space, without anywhere to go, or, I mean, best case scenario, destroy it somehow, or, at the very least, prevent it from downloading itself back onto Earth somewhere.
Corrupt both copies so that it's non-functional.
I can think of a couple ways to do that. I'll need to work on it. But I'm gonna need to go hit up a board game store.
A what?
A store that sells high-end board games, strategy games.
Okay.
How does that relate? Don't you need computers and stuff?
It helps me clear my head while I think of a problem.
Okay. You need anything else?
Someone who can play it well enough.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at me. I ain't no good at games.
Any of you ever play Twilight Imperium? More than once?
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah.
Well,
I mean, chess will do in a pinch, but it's gonna be a lot of games.
I'm not too shabby, I guess. But I gotta smuggle in your friend.
Okay.
I can. I'll try that out.
Well, I'll get started. Like I said, it's not something I need every second, but it really helps me stay sharp and continue to be able to benefit.
Well,
Later today, Cosmo likes games.
Cosmo is not equipped to play chess. I'm sorry. Manticore companions are very fun and they can be cute and adorable, but they are not sapient, not fully sapient.
I also guarantee you he doesn't have any academics.
You don't know what he does in his spare time.
I don't. Maybe he writes into the various academic journals or something.
He'd be getting his doctorate online in the sociological, I don't know, implications of trash.
Garbage. Yeah.
So anyway, after I go to work or whatever today, I can meet you for games.
You, Benj, you notice all of a sudden you realize that the custodian has been talking. And you didn't notice it before. It was like, it just wasn't very, just register. But because you have the otherworldly connection, you notice that, he is actually saying something. And you kind of feel like it's like in the middle of the conversation that you kind of catch in. And he's saying something to the effect of, I need to I need to abduct an actual custodian that works at the facility, and I need probably just a few hours alone with him, and then I can infiltrate and integrate into the building.
Is he talking to me or somebody else?
He's talking to you.
Oh,
You don't know how long he's been trying to get your attention. It's been weird.
okay. So I kind of start a little bit and say, I think I can make that happen. And then do I retain everything about our conversation about it?
Yeah, it's not like it disappears. It's just, again, that it's like this isn't a real person, and you can have like sense on a deep gut level that it isn't a real person. It's really strange.
Okay,
It's just like sort of a facade.
I get it. Okay, so I'm going to explain to Saeed what I need then. Say we need access to one of the custodians. I can, point them out or whatever. But you got anybody in your crew that's good at grabbing somebody discreetly?
Like
Luther could probably pull it off.
What's that?
I said I think Luther could probably pull it off.
All right.
He has body snatcher and he's a cephalist. So yeah. Someone else will need to drive him though. That's easy enough.
Yeah. I got wheels. Wheels
Someone
for
who isn't
days.
Aaron.
I have wheels for days.
Okay.
All right. Well, so I'm going to function as a wheelman for this project here then, and go get our abductor and assist with the abduction into a car.
Okay. So basically, you just wait until one of their shifts is over. I mean, you know enough of the people that you have like some idea of who would be a decent, like not decent, but like a reasonable victim. Are you waiting until dark, or are you going to try to do this in broad daylight?
We'll probably grab one of the night people who's like, emptying trash cans after everything closes and stuff like that.
All right. All right. So Luther sort of zones out, and the person just sort of walks jerkily toward the car, gets in, and like holds very, very still for the duration of the trip. Zechariah has you taken to like, you presume it's like some sort of like a rental house that. Yeah, yes, we know. You out of character, you know that it's Zechariah. In character, you suspect at the very least. When you get to this rented house, Zechariah is the little like the fake custodian, like the not quite a real custodian, stops being there. And and you see Zechariah in his place, and he says, "Okay, I probably will need just a couple hours to facilitate to finish this. You might not want to stay inside. This can get messy." You notice that on the desk near him there is it looks like a legal document of some kind, and there is like an old style of like fountain pen, like kind that you would dip in ink, not a fountain pen.
Like a quill pen?
Not really a quill, but it's made more for dipping in ink rather than being something that the ink is contained within the pen. But
Okay.
there's no bottle of ink nearby, although there is a little glass bottle near, very, very small, like, you probably fit a handful of drops, maybe less than an ounce of something in there, but it's empty and dry and clean. Looks like has been very recently cleaned out. And give me wits plus composure briefly.
To get the bloodstains off of it.
Two.
Okay. You don't really get a chance to look at it too closely because Zechariah is kind of ushering you out, but you're pretty sure the word soul is mentioned at least 2 or 3 times on one page. And as you're being ushered, as you leave the room, you feel a really weird like twisting of reality behind you, and you kind of look over your shoulder, and where Zechariah was standing, there's this like 8-limbed creature that like is very wavery, like not entirely there, and its eyes are like walls of the kind of snow that you would see on a TV back before, back in the day, like in the 80s, and has like these really weird like goggles that fit over them, and you can still see the static behind them, and there are these like weird like whip-like appendages with like needles on the end of them that come out of, or that are hanging out of its out of its temples, like tentacles. And he is walking toward the this tied, bound, and gagged custodian with in that form, and then the door closes.
Having a loyalty touchstone as a demon means not having to say you're sorry.
Yeah, that's great. Loyalty touchstone is definitely keeping you from going, well, shit. What is he doing to that guy?
Pretty much. I also abducted
He's a
somebody
good
because
guy.
somebody that I thought might be my friend told me to.
Yep.
He's a good guy, though.
He's a good guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing everything he can to help us.
I would
Yeah.
say that under those you helped a loyalty touchstone abduct someone. I would say that you can regain that would be a bonding experience. You can heal some instability, and you can refresh all your willpower if you want, because it was a risk that you took to do that. Yeah. So
I need to take Marion into the building.
okay, you were taking Mary into the building.
How does she want to be? Like,
the Nalgene thing probably works okay. I mean, it's probably better than having to go in a mop bucket. It's always a little there's a whole lot of dignity in being used to mop the floors, or at least pretend to mop the floors.
if she's like water in an Nalgene, and if I talk, can she hear me?
Yes, she can hear you.
All right.
You can't really respond very well though. There's
Okay. Well, I would walk around and be like, all right, well, here's this spot, here's that, here's this, to kind of give her the layout. And then, is there places I can't go other than like the server room?
Yeah, there are a number of them. I mean, you're pretty well trusted, but Francois is a paranoid android, or AI rather, and isn't just going to give you free and ready access, or give everybody free and ready access to things that are important. So let's say that there's 3 places that are off limits.
I would say,
Broad categories.
The server room, or it's here's the places I can't go. It could be in here or here or here.
You know which one is the server room. You're not sure whether in the other 2.
All right. So we'd like to find out what's in those other rooms as well. If I spill her, like, is there a space under door that water could seep?
The server room is surprisingly hermetically sealed. he's probably had some problems like this before. Again, he's paranoid, even for an AI.
Water at my door.
Throwing water at your door? Yeah, he's paranoid. He deals with it. He deals with deviants all the time. He understands out of context problems, and there's a hard limit to how much he can do. But it would appear. Here's our first complication. The walls are Jared proof. The same as the Serendipitous Gardens ones. So teleporting through them isn't a possibility, phasing through them isn't a possibility, and something like even bonelessing through a door that isn't, at least as far as the server room is. The server room is Jared proof. Other places not so much.
Yeah, we also know that that's the room.
Yeah, you know which room it is.
So anyway, let's see if I can get her snuck in the other areas so we know what those are.
The second place is this really it's another kind of server room, but it isn't the AIs. There's like a lot of folks who are running data and various models and such. You get the sense that this is the beating heart of the weatherman.
And they have a leaky door. Okay.
They have a reasonably leaky door.
And we'll go to the other place and then the cafeteria.
All right, the third place. What would be the third one?
All of my ideas are so rule zero.
Go for it. Rule zero me.
Well, I was gonna say that if they're really that paranoid, they might have a response team.
Okay.
That nobody in the building knows about.
Ooh. Why am I getting flashbacks to the last episode of The Mandalorian? Oh, that's actually works pretty well. It's what it is it's like a temporary body for Francois to, like, wander around in meat space when he absolutely has to, and it's a freaking, like, it's basically a mecha.
Oh God.
But it's not just like it's a row of, like, it's 2 rows in this room of mecha. And let's say there's 6 of them.
Oh God.
But he can
stay hardwired.
We hope that he can only. We hope Francois can only occupy one at a time.
But even if he can fully get into one of them, that's a lot of somehow computing power that they can put in a small device that they couldn't figure out otherwise.
It has to remain connected. It does, like, not like a physical wire, but it does. I mean, it has to stay within the facility. It can't leave the facility.
So you can,
just out of curiosity, what happens if it does leave the facility with him in it?
I think it just stops working properly because it doesn't have his full body. Like,
it's not that he's fully downloaded in it.
No, he's not fully downloaded in it. It's just his remote.
He can control it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Puppet.
Oh man, I have so many ideas now. that went in a very different direction than I was saying, but way more interesting. I sincerely approve.
All right. 6 mechas are going to need some sort of power supply, battery, something. I got to find out that.
Okay. I don't think that Marion has enough knowledge to identify all that stuff.
Right. She can
She
describe
could
whatever
try to like tell you what she can, but
right. She'll explain what she's seeing. I'll try and interpret to see if, oh well, they're gonna need some sort of this or that. But that power has got to come from somewhere.
right.
Somewhere ultimately probably has to not be in the building, or they've got a power plant of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it isn't like, I mean, we're not talking about Gundam level of mecha. We're talking a little bit more. I mean, we're not talking like 15 feet tall or 100 feet tall or whatever. That we're basically talking about an exosuit, like an exoskeleton suit,
Like a battle droid.
but yeah, like a battle droid. Yeah.
Well, anyway,
But it has a self-contained power source. But again, the main limiter on this is that it either needs to be physically connected to the facility to maintain the intelligence connection, or it has to be on a wireless connection that doesn't get disrupted, or it will stop working. Now, if that happens, it's not like Francois is destroyed. He could just grab another suit. But yeah, he either needs to be plugged into the facility, like the web, but like the intranet, or he needs to have a live Wi-Fi connection.
Okay. Hey, so I have a brilliant idea that I thought about while you were doing this. It just occurs to me that if we can somehow prevent him, not prevent, if he's busy trying to do stuff through his robots and not fleeing the facility, we might be able to use that to get more time to fuck with him.
Mark had to make a phone call. He got buzzed.
No.
Sorry, I was trying to stop you. He'll be back in a sec, hopefully.
Got it.
Or my friend Nikki talking about the point where she was able to diagnose things in her sleep when she was on call.
That's probably illegal.
Well, it wasn't like literally in her sleep, but like she'd be woken up out of a dead sleep and be asked a bunch of medical related questions and be able to answer them immediately. I mean, it's not too much different from when Sarah got super drunk and started asking me to ask her questions about retirement plans that she was familiar with, to see if she could do her job while drunk, which was a really weird and very Sarah problem.
I once had Enrique diagnose a heinous computer problem while he was literally sleeping.
He recognized the beep code.
Mark will remember that because I woke them both up. Well, I should say I woke Mark up. Eric didn't fully wake up.
But he diagnosed it.
But he diagnosed it. Yeah, when your computer fails to boot 30 minutes before your paper is due because you...
Then you must be in college.
Yes, because you finished writing your paper and then went to sleep thinking, yeah, I'll just print it in the morning on the way to class.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a problem. And so in increasing desperation, I woke Eric up, or thought I did. And he gave me extremely detailed
and useful.
Like he literally told me like which of those little like pieces of my circuit board to reseat inside my computer, and he was right.
He probably could never do that wide awake.
That's what he told me. He told me I learned all that stuff years ago, and I have no idea. I wouldn't have been able to tell you if I was awake. It was amazing. He saved my ass so bad that day. No
times.
professor is ever going to believe that.
You could unplug the whole like desktop unit and just be like, it's in there. It won't come out.
Here's my tower.
Yeah.
I think your props were less forgiving than mine, though. Mine were pretty easygoing about it, as long as it got turned in. Oh my gosh! So
No,
I call
it
it
actually
prepare me
probably
well for
wouldn't have
freelance
been
work.
that big of a problem, but you
Yeah.
know, I didn't, you know, I
But you
didn't
don't
want
know,
to.
know that.
yeah, you don't
Yeah.
know that.
How many times have they heard that excuse? Oh, my computer wouldn't turn on, you know, like.
Where I was at all the daggone time. We didn't have access in our rooms until after I left, and
Boy.
yeah, so we had to go to a computer lab. And the thing was, so it was a whole room of computers, and we would. There was this sort of weird glitch that would happen where one computer would freeze, and then it would go around the room, doom, 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 one computer after another, until everyone's computer was frozen. And if you heard someone swearing in the computer lab, you immediately saved, because your computer, it was coming for you. And this is why I, to
Pretty
this day,
bizarre.
hit Control C or Control S constantly. Like every time I pause on a sentence, hit carriage return for a paragraph and saving. Even though modern computers don't have that problem, and when they have good backup systems, store systems, and it's really I wouldn't say you have to be trying to lose data, but it's a lot harder than it used to be.
Yeah.
For me, it was neighbors who decided to deal with their hair dryers and knocked out the power for their room and hid paper. Bye paper.
Yeah.
Bye power.
That's one of the things where I switched from desktop to a laptop many years ago now, and it's one of those things that I don't think about anymore. But that's one of the real benefits of a laptop is that power doesn't go out when the power goes out. You have
You can still use it.
a long time after the power goes up to wrap up what you're working on and shut down. You may not even have to shut down most of the time. Solid state drives and battery lives being what they are. 3 or 4 hours later.
I don't know why they haven't made that in towers.
Well, they have UPSs, which is pretty common. But if you don't think to have if you don't
seek it out.
Yeah, if you don't seek it out, so it doesn't come equipped. Well, the computer doesn't come equipped with one, but it's not a really unusual thing or not hard to find. But you have to think, oh yeah, maybe the power might go out while I'm on my computer, and I don't want to lose everything. Or at least lose what has not been backed up by the auto restore.
Right.
So anyway,
we have a Mark back.
We have Mark back. What part did where did you leave? I'm not sure what you missed.
Just before Noel started saying a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I had an idea, but I don't remember what the idea was anymore.
I think we were finishing up our reconnaissance of the mech room, and we're talking about the mech stuff, and then
Yep.
Oh, I was thinking that if we were worried about him fleeing to the satellite, while we were destroying him or whatever, we could try to entice him to come kill us using his giant robots. But yeah, that's a terrible idea. Never mind.
Well, and does he need to flee if he's already got a backup?
He's already back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
And then so we checked out all the areas that I can't get access to. So I think we're gonna kind of wrap it up and meet back up. Oh, and then once I kind of debrief with the others, then I need to guys go play games.
Yep.
Okay, so the server room is a black box. We don't know what's in it.
Yeah, we can't get in there. Maybe Saeed can see in there to some degree, but at least we do know that's the server room.
Correct. Yeah, he can't see through that one. That wall is not Saeed. Francois has spent an awful lot of time making that place as impenetrable as possible. So,
Just out of curiosity, would that interact in any way with one of the other people is immune to deviant powers? Would an anti-deviant screen interact with that immunity in any way?
it's hard to say.
And we don't know how those were put up. Like, did Francois do it himself, or did some deviant work on it with deviancy powers, or I don't know.
It would be perhaps useful to know when it happened, or what circumstances under which it happened, or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, they do keep a lot of data. Maybe they have the story about what happened somewhere where we could get at it. Or maybe that's a job for Tamsin.
Well, I was having an idea, but I'm not sure how to make it inconspicuous.
What's your idea?
Yeah.
Look at when they made the stuff.
The stuff.
In the past.
Oh, I see.
See them putting up the barriers.
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, but I would be in a trance state in the hallway or whatever.
Do you have
you
hallway?
go hang out in the bathroom for a while or something?
I would have to be there.
Oh.
If I was in the bathroom, I would be able to see history of the bathroom.
Is there any chance the server room has its own bathroom so that people don't have to, like, I don't know, break security when
Maybe
pooping?
Or that there's a bathroom that shares the wall with the the server room.
Knock on it and say, "Hey, I need to use your bathroom. Can you let me in?"
I will say that you're in luck. One of the bathrooms does have a wall that is shared by the server room.
I'm gonna go take a long poop, I guess.
Okay. It's a women's bathroom now.
All right. Once it's empty, we'll get in there and hide in the stall.
All right. Go ahead and give me a with plus stealth with a +2.
Oh no.
It's not that ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I actually have stealth and wits, so.
All right.
Tracking probably doesn't help here.
Ooh.
Well, sorta ooh.
Well, it's better. Ah, that was
All right. Wow. One die?
each.
Well, no, I on 4 dice. It's
Sorry,
just.
okay.
had 4
Okay.
dice.
I was like, how did I gave you 2 +2? What the heck happened? Okay.
Oh, I did.
Oh,
Hold on.
you
Yep.
missed the +2.
I forgot about the +2. It didn't matter.
Okay. All right.
3.
You get. I'm not going to delve into this too deeply, but Jared actually hired someone on Francois's behalf because Francois demanded it, basically. And you got to keep your AI happy. But Jared hired an outside contractor with another conspiracy that specializes in weird materials, so it was created by another conspiracy, but it was materials that come from. It is. So apparently somewhere out there, and you never get to see this person, but somewhere out there, there's a very large metal woman made of this material that deviants can't penetrate. And this particular conspiracy's shtick is they hack off slices of this metal woman and make construction out of the hacked off parts of skin that recover. Yeah. Have I told you guys about the weird, like not weird, but like the almost half joking but kind of terrifying idea of a pizza devoted?
Yes.
So this person is not able to really resist the treatment that she is put through due to various scars, and the conspiracy that controls her basically exploits her to the full limits of her abilities. So
That's
yeah, so the server room's walls are made out of human skin, basically. So yeah, immunity would help.
Colorful.
Well, that was
horrifying.
super experience. Huh. All right. Well, hopefully I wasn't in the stall too long for the light auto off to go. Or I may be.
Oh no.
I may never leave
Party in the woman's bathroom.
until someone comes in and the lights come back on.
Be a good time to have translocation.
Can someone please come walk into this bathroom and turn the light on? I want to leave.
Or the lights are on and I'm fine.
Can you text in the past and have it come in the present?
No.
Make sure to get up and wave your arms around every once in a while.
Well, but
Oh wait, you
I'm
can't.
in a trance
Yeah.
during that time.
All right. Is there
right.
anything else we need to do as far as recon stuff to get what we need?
Unless you want to add some additional complications for beats.
Let's go play some games.
All right.
I'm
give
still
me your wits plus academics.
No one else wants to play?
well.
It doesn't have to be one-on-one. I'm just saying.
It doesn't, and sometimes it's actually easier that way because it may only be 4 hours of work.
I'll play if we can borrow Saeed for ghost busting. Can we borrow Saeed for ghost busting?
This is going to be my good use of my precog addiction today because I haven't done that so far. Two.
All right. Yeah, she beats you. She only gets 5 successes. She's actually impressed with you as an opponent.
She only gets 5 successes.
She only gets 5 successes. She had 11 dice with rote. I rolled really badly on the first set.
Well, I had 8 dice because of my precog willpower use.
Yeah.
But
all right, so she's recharged. She's able also to give you, for your future use, a total of 3 tokens of the kind that we described previously. The electrokinesis tokens, which allows you to use the input, output, and research functions during the scene in which you activate the token.
So not just for one action, but for the
scene. For the scene. It's an activation for a scene.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it's really nice. Good. It is. You can't do that very often, though, because everyone after she causes her minor instability when she does that.
Can you explain what that is so I don't have to look it up real quick?
It allows you to basically crack a password on a local machine. I'm going to have to look it up It allows you to research things super fast. If it's on the machine, once you have access, you can find it. And it allows you to manipulate the output of a device. Zoom past it here. Can spoof passwords and other access credentials, bypassing local security protocols. That's input. It can alter the output of an electronic device, causing it to display whatever you wish within the device's limit. So you alter images and so on. And it can rapidly analyze an electronic device, locating any data that you're seeking on it if it's stored on the device.
And the token can activate any of those, or is it one of each?
All of those. And you have 3 of those tokens that last until the end of the scene. It's as though you were using it. Yeah.
So if you activate it, you could do all of them?
Correct.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Nobody in this Chronicles ever encountered someone with sacred flesh. This is the first sacred flesh.
Yikes.
So yeah, it's good. All right.
Okay.
But yeah, she can't do a whole lot of that.
Can we say that they're game pieces from the games that they were playing,
That sounds like a great idea.
rather than something gross?
It doesn't have to be gross.
Well, doesn't
Eat this
have
knife.
gross.
The session's already got skin walls, so.
Yeah.
It does. It does have skin walls. Server room walls are made of people. They're people.
Mm-hmm.
I did that in a game once. This time it's not as Amici though, I'll bet.
No.
Well, that
So you
was
say are pretty much the excuse that everyone has to make things that are as gross as possible.
Yeah.
Furniture of human flesh is just par for the course. That's not what's going on here. All right. So let's see.
it was a good Monday.
Yep. That
Very
was a pretty
productive.
okay Monday. All right. So Tuesday morning.
We need to figure out a plan, Steve.
Can we get Saeed today?
We'll feed
We'll
him.
probably get Saeed today.
Yeah, we got pancakes.
Real pancakes or killer bee pancakes?
Vomit pancakes.
I think some dice need to be rolled to determine that.
Bees.
Pancakes with honey. Why are you playing with a knife and calling it cold?
Because the temperature of the night is cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you pancakes.
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 So yeah,
Yeah,
we
you're,
totally have pancakes.
Your what is your name?
Saeed?
No.
Abigail.
Eric.
Agnes Knit. Agnes Knit is
Oh.
working out pretty well.
You had to name her Agnes Knit.
There were way worse names I could have given her. That was the one that first came to mind. It was, yeah, of course, it's not her real legal name, right? It's not her true name. It's a shadow name. Shadow names are always a little, I don't know, howdy-towdy, or at least a little pretentious. You weren't in the Hunter game where my character's shadow name was Richelieu.
It was exactly as pretentious as you think.
It really, really was.
Okay.
That was kind of the point.
It was the
All
point.
right. These
All right. When you wake up in the morning, absolutely every picture is completely straightened.
Even the ones in my apartment?
Well, no, any of them, not the ones in your apartment because you're not there, or there's not anyone there. But
I was gonna say, what do you mean I'm not
Like-
in the apartment?
any of the ones that were publicly accessible
You wake up in Jared's
are straightened.
Naked on the roof.
You know, if my option
I'm
is
not
the
sure which
Jared's
one would be
apartment,
Wow. You wake up in Jared's apartment. That's a fate worse than death.
Yes, I'll happily take naked on the roof every day.
So would he. Wait, no.
Naked
Not
on
the
the roof, and your Jared detector is screaming.
It's not a whisper, it's a shout.
All right, but any crooked pictures in my condo are still crooked.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just all the public ones have been straightened.
Technically, what I did to the apartment probably keeps ghosts out.
Oh,
I
my
mean-
apartment.
I mean, maybe. No,
Guess we'll find out.
yeah.
So I'm gonna see if I can get a message to Saeed to see if he can come over and help us with
Yeah, sure, he's got nothing better to do.
Okay.
We'll feed him pancakes.
He has we have pancakes for him.
Real pancakes.
Yeah.
We specify pancakes.
And he doesn't need to break in this time. We'll just
No.
open the door.
Yeah. He didn't have to break in the last time either. You abducted him and put him in a chair in a room.
Well,
Oh, that's true. He wasn't part of the team that busted in, was he? Or no, he did.
Was.
He did
The
break
first
in.
team. The first team that broke in. Remember you had
Yeah.
him tied in the chair in this room?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look, he can pick whatever chair he wants, or he can choose to stand. We aren't going to judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, pancakes.
You guys.
Pancakes. It's a good
just out
time.
of curiosity, I'm not intervening here at all. I just for my own curiosity, are you taking any precautions?
Yeah, all of them.
Or against other things.
What kind
Okay.
of precautions are you concerned about?
Never mind.
Yeah.
I just think it's very funny that the last time the conspiracy knows, he escaped from us and then was like, his group murdered all the conspiracy people to like get him out and everything, and now he's just visiting.
This is a good point. Yeah.
Pancake time,
I mean, maybe it doesn't occur to you guys, and
I mean, I'll be honest, it probably didn't. But if Saeed wants extra precautions, we won't stop him.
I can probably provide extra precautions if Saeed wants some, but I don't. Does he? If he doesn't say anything, I'm not gonna think it's weird.
Like if you want somebody else to
So,
come with.
What direction do you want this to go, Eric?
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw a beat in the jar and hope for the best. Okay, so
see, this is why Benji is in charge of the pacing and whatnot.
We are not team paranoia over here.
No.
no, they're definitely not.
Your team, well, I guess this is my life now.
Make the best of it. Team make
Congratulations, Gab, on the incredibly easy surveillance role this week.
You got your dice. Okay, pick up your dice. Now put them down because Steve just did something stupid.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah. I'm good at shooting targets and I'm good at persuading people. And that's about it. I am not good at paranoia.
She's not good at negotiating with cameras.
I'm good at skiing. I'm good at athletics.
If you want the other guy around, he's good at paranoia.
Yes.
The alter ego or the
Yeah.
alternate persona.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is. But usually he doesn't really want to take the reins. He likes you to stay innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless he has to kill a bitch.
Yeah.
But his hit list is really short now. Probably not going to be anyone you recognize anymore.
Hey, anyway, so we have a ghost. We think, at least Steve thinks.
Yeah, it
Okay.
seems like a ghost. I'm
A
going to tell some
ghost.
stories, and then I'm going to say, I hear that you can see ghosts.
You should see many things. I don't know why you're holding a flashlight under your face when you tell the story.
It's better this way.
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
You should definitely frame this as the woman who made you.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not. I always feel like I'm losing myself when I look at other worlds. It's like I can feel something essential to myself slipping away. But if you think it's really important for me to find a ghost, I mean, I can accommodate, but it's
yeah, because see,
it's
here's
hard,
the
it's a
thing:
cost.
we're pretty concerned that said entity is possessing our friend Abby.
Oh, that would be upsetting. I can understand that.
Yeah.
And if she's floating around, that could be bad for other reasons.
Floating around.
Wait, was she floating around, Steve? I guess I just assumed because you said it.
The flashlight was very distracting.
I think she was always walking, but the floating bit would have made it spookier. So, but yeah, I think she was always walking, as far as I know.
Well, do you think that she's possessing your friend now?
I don't know.
Well, we can try and see.
I know how to get her to come out, though.
Okay.
Because when she was alive, she was super finicky about keeping pictures straight. So all we got to do is take some of the pictures out in the hallway and just tilt them a little bit.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then she'll come by.
Does it?
You think he's an expert on ghosts? He just can see whatever the heck he needs to see, but it's...
This is how ghosts work. Don't you watch TV?
Maybe we should get the guys from Ghost Hunters here.
I'm not.
That wouldn't be a bad
entirely
idea.
Sure is that show even on still?
I don't know. There's so many reruns and so many various places that they could have just all been shot with the same footage and remixed, or maybe they're just continuing on and on and on.
If that was a real
Also,
question,
why do I remember Ghost Hunter and not my wives?
if that was,
Doesn't make any sense.
Are you really Henry VIII thing?
Oh God.
Oh my gosh. Why is that so funny? Oh, okay. I don't think I have an answer to that question either.
That's fine. It was completely rhetorical.
Just
Okay.
on the Ed Day Ives way that say Erdered May.
Wait, I understand.
I'm not
What,
following.
you murdered wives?
I'm thinking that really hard. I'm not saying that.
It's all right. You would have lost Steve anyway.
Wonder.
So yeah, go tilt some pictures.
Oh, you're that Steve.
What?
There are rumors about you.
Wait, what rumors?
Oh, wait. This is
Hey,
stuff from the internet.
Clever. Yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, no, that doesn't mean anything to me.
Have you
But-
seen? This is really cool. Look at this. He pulls out a cell phone. Oh, probably doesn't pull out a cell phone. I'll probably figure this out by now. Figures out some way of getting on the internet, and shows you a YouTube video of someone like doing your like clever routine, like mixed with like the scene from I don't know, some sort of splatter punk thing. So it's like you saying clever and like blood splattering all over the place. It's like, yeah, this is the sort of stuff that's out there about you. I mean, it's dark but kind of funny.
He doesn't look much like me, though.
It's totally you because he's taking parts of your
Oh,
movie.
okay. So this
of-
is
of,
like
one of the
Photoshop.
movies you've been in.
or
It's
something.
photoshopping, yeah. It's photo manipulation.
Yeah.
So it's like a combination of your movies saying clever and like After Effects to have like blood splattered all over the place and like various victims cut in. Actually pretty elaborate. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's elaborate.
This is
Huh.
how you make your money?
Huh?
I don't think so.
Anyway. So yeah, I didn't know that you were wow, that I don't know whether I'd ask you for your autograph or ask you to let me the heck out of this building before you kill again.
You'll be fine.
To my knowledge, Steve hasn't killed anybody in this building.
That is, you're not helping.
Super duper reassuring.
You realize there's like 12 people who live here right now, right?
And all the other ones were put through wood chippers.
Oh,
That was
damn.
definitely not my fault.
No,
it
it was
wasn't.
mostly my fault.
Well,
True.
yeah.
Like,
All right. So yeah, I'd be happy to look. I mean, like, where would I look?
well, where have you've seen her mostly in the main areas, right, Steve?
Yeah, and the hallway that leads up to the receptionist desk.
Okay.
Oh, and actually, the receptionist is the person that we're concerned is getting possessed. So,
Well, I'll give it a look. See
yeah.
what happens.
Here.
So
Set the pictures up.
set the pictures up first.
yeah. Let's tilt some pictures.
All right.
Barely askew.
You
Tilting
tilt
at
some
portraits.
pictures. Tilting at portraits. And he kind of wanders around looking for ghosts and is, I don't know, he's kind of pale a lot. Like it, or I mean not pale because that's not his skin is not going to have that effect. But definitely looks like he's seeing something.
Because he's
whether it's-
bloodless.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
well
go
not just bloodless is part of it, but other things too. The fact that he doesn't have lily white skin, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He at the end of it he goes, wow, that's first off, I took a glance at your receptionist and she doesn't look like there's another entity overlapping her. I looked at her in a couple different overlays because ghosts are not the only things that possess people. There's like apparently dozens of different like frequencies of ghost thing that can possess people.
Okay.
But as far as I can tell, there's no ghosts in this building at all. It's actually kind of weird how
What do you mean it's kind of
ghosts
weird?
are in this. Well, usually I at least see a few in just about any building that's like not brand new. And even the brand
Really?
new ones, there's usually like a couple that are just shaking their fist at whatever developer just put up a building on their house. But there's nothing at all. It's like, I don't know, it's like someone did some sort of factory reset on the whole place. and made it so that all the ghosts that used to live here have been disappeared.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder
That is strange.
Well, all this is.
So
Did the pictures reset at all, or are they still
Pictures.
angled?
Give me wits plus composure.
Oh, I get one more die. I rolled an 8 and 4 5s.
Oh, well, that's a 1.
just one here too.
Um, all right. So you're kind of going down the hall, messing with some pictures, and Tamsin's on another hallway in a different direction doing the same. And Saeed is standing pretty close to the reception area. And when you turn around to return back to where Saeed is, you come almost face to face with Karen, staring right at you.
Ah, there she is.
Stop doing that. Tamsin, the exact same thing happens to you at the exact same time. There's a Karen.
Fuck.
Karen is standing standing right behind you, fixing a picture and saying, "Would you stop doing that?" And then both of them
Punch her in the
disappear.
face. Damn it. Certainly looks like a ghost.
Saeed comes running. I don't see any ghosts or other miscellaneous entities.
Well, she's not here. She just said, "Would you stop doing that?" And then
Wait a minute. Waiting. Check the Jared sensor.
Is the Jared sensor tingling?
No,
Nope.
Jared sensor.
Yeah, you remember now that he stood outside of your room this morning and was waiting for you with a cup of coffee when you came out and said that he was going into the
not
office
me.
today.
Okay.
It was to Tamsin, of course. He doesn't give a shit about you.
That would be a lot weirder if it was me.
And says, I think it's really, really nice that you decided to take in Brandon Hicks' daughter after she was orphaned. It's there's some men that would be a little intimidated by that, but I'm just not. The whole single mother thing, it really suits you. Anyway, I'm going into the office today, and so he is going to go off to whatever the real estate marketing area is.
Great.
So he's not even in the building today.
Assume
far
he
as
didn't notice about the fact that I had no response to that, except to possibly, I don't know,
Resist punching him?
contemplate drowning myself in my coffee. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we never claimed that Jared was a character that you like to hang around with. Anyway, yeah. So Jared is not in the building today.
Huh. Hey, Karen.
Did that work?
Karen, I moved the picture. Come and fix it. Otherwise, it's going to stay like that.
Abby comes walking down the hall. Are you okay, Tamsin?
No, I don't think I am.
You and Steve have been acting really strange today. Are you feeling all right?
Well,
Okay. Here's the wait, should we tell her? I think we should tell her.
so
We should probably tell her.
just appeared and moved the picture back and said to stop doing that and then disappeared. So
Yeah.
maybe
No, but it happened to both of us, though.
Oh, it happened to you too.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Karen.
Karen.
You
Karen.
know,
I
Karen.
thought there was that accident took like I thought she died in the accident. You
That
get the
was
sense that she would like to say something a lot less friendly about it, but she's
You can
worried
speak-
still, a little afraid of Karen, despite the fact that Karen is dead.
you can speak honestly, Abby. It's okay.
We think.
We hope-
The reassurance.
That was
um,
definitely the Stevest thing you've said all day.
yes, not bringing up the murdered ex-wives. It was the
Oh my gosh. Why remember ghost hunters but not my wives?
Yeah, but I'm definitely gonna tell Abby what has been going on and what we're worried that Karen is around, but I'm not going to mention anything about her being possessed because
yeah. Why?
Because you have some tact.
Yes.
just a little, just a very little bit.
Iota of it.
Yeah.
I'll step on his foot if he mentions. I have athletics 4. It would really hurt.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. No, it wouldn't actually at all.
Well, that's
I
right.
wouldn't notice.
Every time we say something like that,
You
we're like, wait,
literally-
Steve, no.
Yeah, you could literally keep elbowing me in the shoulder, and I would be like, my head is turning. What's going on? I don't understand.
Oh.
Doesn't feel pain, doesn't bleed, and regenerates super fast.
Yeah, so the reason I keep adjusting the pictures so they're all askew is we're trying to draw out Karen just to make sure we're not imagining it.
That would really bug her.
It would.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the one thing I could think of.
Are
that-
you sure it's a good idea? I mean, like, even like assuming that it's like a Karen ghost, is it really a good idea to piss off the Karen ghost?
Well, that depends on what our other options are.
How we need to get her out somehow.
Have you,
Yeah, I
like-
mean, maybe if she's not straightening pictures, maybe she's,
I don't know, trying to take
I don't
over
know.
the world or
yeah, exactly. Karen things, like Karen would do.
well, that's like, I don't know. That's worrying, to say the least.
It is. Yeah, we're worried.
you have any thoughts, we'd love to hear
Have-
them.
Have you seen anything or heard anything or done anything?
Like,
We've done anything?
No, I'm just asking.
She's performing seances in her bedroom every night, trying to get her dear leader back.
It's Abigail. Why aren't you talking to me? Yeah,
Nothing?
nothing.
Notice
Nothing strange seems to be happening as far as I can tell.
Oh man.
Seems normal.
It's definitely not.
just out of curiosity, is the picture still askew?
The one that you just moved, yes.
Reskewed? Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Why did you tell me that? Like, she said, stop doing that.
She did.
I
Wait.
should be getting back to my desk.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yeah.
She gets back to her desk, and you see her sit down at her desk. And when you turn around, to not look at her for a moment, you notice that all of the pictures behind you have been straightened, and you catch a glimpse of Karen's back going the other direction.
Okay, really, Saeed? This is like your whole job.
I'm totally seeing
You got
this.
one job.
I'm seeing this, Steve. This isn't a ghost. It's
What is
something
it?
else.
What is there?
It's not any kind of like ephemeral entity of any kind. I don't know what it is.
Like a holographic projection or something?
I don't, maybe?
Would that register as anything
Yeah,
weird for you?
Wait, if it's a holographic projection, why would it be able to like do things to the wall?
I don't know.
Magnets.
I don't know.
We've never actually, okay, hold on now. We've never actually seen that Karen move anything, right?
We just
Or have
saw
we?
her move it.
Did we see her move it?
Yeah, she moved it and she said, "Stop doing that."
To both of you simultaneously.
She said stop doing that and then disappeared, and then the picture moved.
No, the pictures had all been moved behind you. And then she said, stop doing that, move the picture one last time, and then disappeared, yes.
Oh.
So you did see her
I
move
thought
it.
she disappeared before the picture moved. She
No.
moved the picture with her
She
hand?
moved the picture with her hand.
Well,
and then
that
disappeared.
definitely can't be a holographic projection then.
But why? Yeah, why would somebody be? What kind of Scooby-Doo crap is the same?
This is a
Clearly
really,
not.
really low rent haunting.
Okay.
Okay.
5
So-
teenagers, 4 teenagers, a dog, and a van.
Yeah, pretty much. No.
Okay, so Saeed, what do you think our options are here? If it's not a holographic projection, and it's not a ghost, and it's not anything else supernatural, do you have anything?
I don't know. Maybe your receptionist is right. You should just stop antagonizing her, whatever she is.
That doesn't seem like a solution to our problem.
That we would be willing to accept.
It also confuses me exactly what you think the problem is.
Well, okay. I mean, I'm glad we don't have a ghost, but darn.
Right. Shall we gather together and maybe plan out what we're doing next session? For the heist?
Yeah, why not?
The session ends
Oh,
so that I have
That's
some idea.
not Saeed saying that.
No.
No, this is Eric out of
GM
character
Eric.
looking at the clock and saying, we got a half an hour to figure this out, and I have to plan a session around it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Impressed.
unless we want to spend the rest of the session chasing a ghost that isn't a ghost. And
Yes.
then next session,
Yeah.
spending the entire time planning a heist.
At this rate, I
Yeah.
would be moving pictures all session. So
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
I-
fun. It's a mystery. You guys love them.
I would greatly appreciate a role in said heist. Even though I have no reason to be in that building.
Well, okay, so I came up with a list of things to talk about having to do with how we want to set it up, and then some other things that I think we need to make sure to talk about. I don't think we have enough time to do the planning at this point.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
I don't disagree. I think you're probably. I know how this group is.
well, yeah, I guess we could maybe start with the half hour that we have.
Yeah. Well, so let's talk about. Did anybody read what I emailed a little bit before the game?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll reread it, but
Okay. So does anybody have any better ideas, or like the idea behind how to set it up? Is that agreeable to people?
Yeah.
They're basically talking about, just for the audience's sake, they're talking about pairing up each player's character with one of the renegades, so that they can have problems crop up some of them interpersonal, some of them scar based.
Right. And so kind of play it like a heist movie where, you know, everybody has their thing that they're trying to do. They're stuck doing it with somebody that they maybe don't necessarily trust or know very well or whatever. You know, there may or may not be, you know, conflicting goals involved or, you know, stuff like that. And then, you know, we can do like little, you know, mini scenes or whatever with people trying to get shit done as a part of the plan. Whereas, you know, the person that the PC is played by or paired with could be played by another one of the players or whatever for added fun. Is that?
Yeah, that's agreeable. I think we just need to come up with a list of tasks.
Exactly. Yes.
For people to have a thing that they're going to do.
And then the secondary portion was that, you know, clearly there's a bunch more people. And we'll pair people up with the most awkward person to be paired up with, or the most appropriate to the situation, or some combination of the two.
Yeah.
Fair to say that Zechariah can be the overarch as far as the person who's possessed the building.
Yes,
and
that's perfect.
So basically provides you with reconnaissance and coordination.
Does he have a way to communicate with us?
Yeah, he can actually present himself as a voice in random things or show up in mirrors and so on. As a
okay.
Voice. So yeah,
that's
he can
awesome.
communicate.
Awesome and spooky and
yeah.
weird.
The only like thing that has to happen before he can do that is you have to get him into the building. He has to be physically within the building before he can do that.
Can he manage holographic projections?
Hold on.
We've moved on. we're heisting now.
What's his inside? But he
we'll
has the custodian as a cover.
Got it.
So he'll blend right in.
So we probably should have a team that can jump in there if the mech robot things become involved, right?
Yeah. So here's the thing is something about them, like, so I'm not good at fighting robots, but I'm sure good at jumping into robots and being a robot.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
So if there's a bunch of robots, I can help with that.
Yeah, fighting is also one of the few things involved in this whole spiel that I think I'm competent at, though. So
Sure. Yeah.
Because I'm less great at things like, you know, I suppose I'm fine at stealth.
Well,
right?
bear in mind that you have the full range of mutant adaptations at your disposal. So
right.
pick
So
a variation of 3 or less, and you can have it for a scene.
Yeah. So I could have camo 3, and that would be pretty nice.
Or whatever you decide is going to be most useful. You're the Swiss Army knife at that point.
Right. Yeah. So coming up the list of tasks or whatever was definitely something that I wanted to talk about. But the other thing is the remaining renegades. I was also thinking that we could plug them into like off-screen stuff that we don't want to have to worry about. Like if there's parts of the of this kind of thing that we don't find as interesting or whatever, we can just say this person is covering that.
Yeah, like the hacking stuff.
Right, exactly.
I don't think any of us is particularly good at that, except maybe you.
I am not.
No,
You're not. Okay.
Yeah. He's more of a physical security guy.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I am very good at that. So it may
Except when
be
it comes
that
to your own physical security.
right. It may be up to me to get into the to crack the safe room or the server room, excuse me. Because I'm not quite sure who else would be able to do it.
Unless our tokens can, what's the necessary credentials to open?
Well, true. However, we know for a fact that the defense for this is anti-deviant.
Well, it was anti-teleporty through.
Oh,
It might be different to actually use the actual way to get in the room.
Yeah, I mean, for example, can somebody splorp under the door?
No,
No.
We just tried that.
Yeah, we already tried that. This is
Right.
definitely one of those where it's going to be a actual skill ability against the physical security for that one.
Gotcha.
right. So I think that part is going to have to be me, because I have the craft and the larceny and that kind of stuff in order to do it. What's that?
Or the death robot.
Which could still be him if he's in the robot.
That's why I just
Well,
said.
yes.
Or
Yeah, so there's going to be a couple of different like phases to this. There's going to be the before we get in and the after we get in portion.
Yeah.
And so, but because cracking the door, once the door is cracked, I'm free to go do something else. And so if I need to go help deal with robots or whatever, fine. But I do think that the person who is probably most suited to destroying the server room is yeah, definitely you.
It's your
It's-
radiation.
fill in whichever room, and I'm still the answer.
Yeah. Frankly, you wouldn't be terrible at fighting robots either.
Probably not. They probably don't like electric storms.
No, probably not so much.
But yeah, it's probably going to be the most important that you are wrecking the shit out of. And I don't think anybody could talk you out of being the one who does it either. So
No,
Because conviction does time.
yeah,
right. I definitely want to do that after she does the virus thing.
There are some other roles that I was, because I've been thinking about this a little bit. There is we could set up some kind of distraction, and because I'm probably going to need something to give me an opening to, try and start cracking the security. And quite frankly, that's kind of what I thought Steve might be doing.
Okay.
Because you're
fine
really
with
good
that.
at being distracting.
Yeah, that works.
And if you have like all kinds of exciting powers at your disposal that you could find some way to be even more distracting than usual. But so this brings me to one of the other questions that I kind of wanted to get to at some point. Is there is going to be a line that we cross during this event somewhere where we have outed ourselves as no longer part of the conspiracy. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get away, hiding through this whole thing.
It does seem unlikely.
And one of the things that I noted in the email is it might actually be a good idea that we don't try to hide our way all the way through it, because that might cause us some social problems with the Renegades.
If we're trying to put it all on them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so to some extent, I think it's maybe we should maybe try to, keep that under wraps until the server room is destroyed at least. But this distraction stuff, I'm not even sure. I don't know.
Yeah, I think if Steve is making a very visible distraction, there's going to be people are probably going to know who else is involved in the infiltration.
Yeah.
Even if they don't see the shenanigans, they can infer the shenanigans.
What?
Based on Steve.
Well, and I mean,
the company he keeps.
Yeah.
Got it.
Shenanigans.
That's
Yeah,
us.
I don't know.
the shenanigans.
We're the Shenanigans? Is that a name we got?
It's people doing the shenanigans.
It's not a mage cabal, although calling the mage cabal the shenanigans sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It kind of sounds like
The best one.
60s girl group or something.
Time to lick the girl. Wait, no, that's something else. Oh, gaming stories. Yeah, Buffalo's unfortunate was an unfortunate name for a mage cabal. Shenanigans is up there too. Yeah, I know.
So what about you, Rachel?
Yeah, this is where I'm not really built for demolition.
You can fire a gun.
I can fire a gun, yes.
You're just unwilling to fire a gun?
I don't like firing guns at people.
Well, what if they're robots?
I'm fine
Or
with
what if they're
firing.
not people?
What if they're robots that just happen to bleed and scream? Pretend they're all robots.
If the people that don't bleed and scream, or robots that do bleed and scream, are both okay or are neither okay?
Rachel's really good at infiltration, but
I'm
think
sort of built for infiltration, or
Well, we know you
anything
can.
that involves getting into difficult to reach places. I'm worried about being a liability because of the Jared factor.
Well, I wonder. Is that we know that the other server room, like the weather vane room, you can splorp under the door.
It's true.
Your task is
Splorp under the door.
splorp in there, get in there, maybe delete all our data and whatever else you can do to the system.
That's the weather vane you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
what is in the weather vane room?
It's like another server room.
Except Francois.
Yeah. It doesn't have Francois, instead it's all the data that's needed in order to make the calculations.
Like all their deviant data and whatnot.
Gotcha. Okay.
Go in there under the guise of trying to figure out what's in the building. I don't know.
Yeah, so we do have a couple of other like smaller problems too that maybe would be something that you can help with. We do need to somehow get Zechariah into the building.
Okay.
Can't he get in by himself?
He can't haunt it from the outside.
No.
He doesn't get within the facility, but he's stolen the identity of one of the custodians, so.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so you said that he needs to get into the building, but he can take care of
He
that.
should be able to take care of that himself.
Okay. What was the other thing I was just thinking about? Well, making sure that Jared doesn't find out about the plan is actually kind of important.
Yeah.
Stay far.
Let me add on this. Let's say that the weather vane, like that, because Jared's facility is so like black box, that in order for him to upload, he has to upload from the weather vane.
By Jared, you mean
Not
Francois?
Jared, I mean Francois, sorry. Francois. Has to upload from the weather vane.
So we hit
Destroying
that
the
one
weather
first.
vane room will prevent him from uploading.
Oh. So we could even potentially destroy him within the building if we did it right.
Well, if we took out the weather vane room or whatever, he would still be stored in the other room, though.
Yeah, we got to virus him first. We got to virus him a while before we do the whole infiltration thing.
Virus him.
And I would say
Unless
that I'd say the weather vane room is actually a good place to virus him. Well, at least
Yeah.
you could virus the satellite.
okay.
Yeah.
So Tamsin and the
Hacker girl.
the programmer should probably be a team headed to the weather vane.
But is it going to be a problem that we might have Jared following us?
Well, remember,
He
Jared
can't be in a car.
the car. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say.
Car. Okay, we'll just have to. I'll have to keep aware of any.
I thought it was he couldn't be in the car while invisible.
Well, that's
Well, if he's
Same thing.
visible, yeah,
then he can't tag along very easily.
then we kick him out
I
of
mean,
the
I
car.
guess he could get in the trunk and hope he doesn't like asphyxiate before he gets to your destination.
Also, remember, Rachel, the whole point is for all the things to screw us.
It's true.
All
right.
But yeah. So, is that a role that you would that you would take up? Because you're going to have to get her into that room.
Yeah.
You and Kira.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Sure.
we're going to burn the bridges, it may as well be me.
Yeah.
I can take the Shrek guy with me if we're doing a diversion because he's not.
Distracting as hell.
Yeah. He might not be unkillable, but he's pretty close.
He is very close.
As close as they have, I think.
Well, and he's invasive as well, so even if he takes crap tons of damage, he can just get rid of all of it once per chapter.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous in a given
So-
scene,
So how are we going to deploy you, though?
What?
Are you guys just going to come in through the front door? What are you going to do as a distraction?
That is a good question.
you're gonna have a superhero fight in front of the building. Just mano y mano.
Actually, that's kind of amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no. Me and the Shrike guy could be fighting each other and we could he could throw me in through the front door or something like that and I could be like, you asshole. And
You can't hurt each other. I mean,
we can't
You
can't
could
do any
even-
damage to each other.
You could even pretend that you're defending the building or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. That's not bad.
You
I
could
mean, that would hurt our then we would be putting it on them again though.
well, right, but again, that by the end of this whole thing, we're outing
you're
ourselves.
going to be thoroughly
That's true.
burned.
That's true. Yeah, because at some point in time, we're going to be confronted by very scary robot things, and then we're going to turn on the robots instead of fighting each other. Then it's going to be pretty clear what's going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that could work.
Before the server room is opened, I assuming I'm just on defend from robots or duty or what?
What's that now?
Before the server room is opened, I'm available for other things. I'm just saying, am I just sort of around for fighting robots if that happens, or is there something else to do?
I don't know. That's what I think that's what we're trying to work out.
Yeah.
So let's picture this. Steve is being a monumental distraction.
You guys have to already all be in the building, ready to go when that's happening.
Right.
Yeah.
How am I getting into the building?
You've been there before too.
That's true.
Yeah, you're not too hard. I think Steve is the only one that is like utterly, what the heck are you going to try to do?
I made pancakes.
Yes.
Be like,
So-
I'm here to deliver pancakes as a treat for the employees.
With my assistant.
With my assistant, the Shrike.
Well, like you said, your fight can start outside and come
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah. No, that'll be fine.
Okay. So we're all in the building. This shit starts going down. Rachel, how is Tamsin gonna get? How are we gonna get the hacker girl inside?
That is an excellent question. How much
Does
does
she-
she look like me?
Oh,
What
that's a
she
good
look
idea.
like you?
How, yeah. Does she look reasonably close to me so that it would be just like a wig and whatever, she can use whatever ID badge that I have and I'm just like in her backpack?
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Can she cosplay as me? Because I'm assuming most people there don't know me 100% on site. So
Oh, dude, she's a mutant.
Yeah, she is.
Kyra's
Oh,
a
So she could swap one of her abilities.
but we,
For face
She could-
steal?
Or hypercompetence, mental.
That's well. I mean, I guess she's
Fake
already
tail.
made by this point. She's already made the virus.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only
Yeah,
the
so
thing
she
only
could-
lasts for a scene, so
Can
She's-
you turn it off when you need to?
No, it's there for a scene.
Okay.
So she'd need to be able to upload the virus without her hypercompetence then.
Or
well,
can
She was gonna
can
use that to
Tamsin
face swap.
warp into a mask and be worn on her
Oh.
face?
did I turn into a me suit? This is interesting.
uh,
This
Can-
is pretty
can she-
weird, But
can
can
she-
I turn into a me suit?
Yeah.
What happens if she turns off Sacred Flesh? Does her token still work?
she just can't make
or that, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the fun thing about if you look at all the mutant variations, almost all of them are things that you're like, yeah, I could live with that for a scene. I think rapid healing is the one that's the hardest to give up.
Yeah.
But all the other ones you're like, I'll be all right. And yeah, Sacred Flesh is a really good example of, yeah, you don't need it it doesn't cause all your tokens to stop working. You just can't use your.
Just can't make more. Yeah.
Well, so yeah, trading in Sacred Flesh for something else to help her get into the building, that's probably fine, right?
Yeah.
As Tamsin can make a suit of herself and be worn.
Or I mean she could take camo instead.
Right,
And,
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It
with,
doesn't need to
with
be
two,
complicated.
with 2 points of camouflage, you can be completely invisible. And then Tamsin could just,
Walk in.
I don't know, carry her or something. I think you need 3 points to be able to be fully invisible and be able to move.
Well,
Without futzing with that, but
She's got hypercompetence 5, so she can give the 3 if she needs to.
yeah, she could.
And worst case scenario, the backpack situation is an option too. Like, it's certainly something you thought about before.
Yeah.
Just remembering the one shot with the guy that had boneless and was in someone's duffel bag all the time.
What?
It was a pretty strange character. Okay. Oh my gosh.
I think this seems like a pretty reasonable plan.
We still don't
So-
know how to get in the server room. That's going to be kind of a wing it.
Yeah, Benji's going to have to do something with the physical security, and that's going to be ad hoc. There's not a way of avoiding that. Benji, who are you bringing with you?
once Zechariah is the building, maybe he can tell us what's what with that.
Potentially.
You two could bring the camo guys in with you because they'll be able to get in without needing a reason to be in there.
So here's what I was thinking about the camo guys.
Okay.
What if they get in by themselves and they're there in case we need to throw somebody at a problem?
That works.
Like, hey, there's all of a sudden this barrier that, this guy that's invisible could solve, because he can make, cold storms or whatever. Like,
As he doesn't encounter any salad dressing.
I think there should need to be a reason that Benji and Marion have to work together. I haven't come up with it yet, but I think there should be one.
Marion is one of the camouflage people, right?
Oh,
yeah.
she is. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
sure
really
we can
high
make it
level.
happen.
Yeah.
Who's the one with omnicompetence?
Takara.
The other camouflage person.
Oh, the other camouflage person. All right.
Yeah, the random generator didn't really like camouflage.
It's good. It's
It's a really solid power.
There's a third person with camouflage 4. Good Lord, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. It's like I said,
That's
it's
because they were
ridiculous.
invisible.
The entry was camouflaged.
Yeah.
Bane corn and corn products.
I dated a woman when I was just out of college whose father was allergic to corn, and it was surprising how many situations where you could not eat because everything has corn syrup in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he had to bring his own salad dressing wherever he went because almost every restaurant there would be like most of it would have corn syrup, and the stuff that didn't, they didn't know whether it did or not.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, so the first person that came to mind that I could think of to be useful to me is the person with omnicompetence. Because just having somebody that could be good at anything at a moment's notice, that would also be somebody that I would not have to worry about sneaking into the building.
They also have lying eyes. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's one of my. Oh, I have a lot of favorites, but that's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So Daniel,
Where did that was one of the ones from one of the writers, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like I didn't write the scars. I certainly fiddled with them and tweaked them and played around with them, but by and large, yeah, that was all Megan.
Yeah.
It was just like, wow, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was one of those. I'm jealous.
impressed.
I'm jealous. I didn't think of it. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, really cool. All right, so Benji and Takara will crack the safe room by mundane means. Takara has a way of getting in, so that's not too difficult. Having the omnicompetence there is just a Swiss Army knife. Coactive too, so you can jack that omnicompetence up if need be.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Who's with Saul?
We're still trying to figure those out. Saul is destroying the safe room. Steve and Aaron are going to be the distraction. Having a kung fu fight.
After we can get in there, I'm going to go in there to wreck it. But before
one of the people, just pointing it out, one of the Renegades has camouflage 4 and Stormcaller 4.
We've met.
If that helps you.
Yes, you have met.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, so you want to bring Daniel in that one? Is that what to work with?
I was just suggesting.
We may not.
It's one of the best ones that fits.
Well,
Yeah.
but we don't really want to be together.
You don't?
Well, why would you want two Stormcallers near each other?
Interesting. Other fronts inside the building?
Yeah, but we hurt each other.
Oh.
Well, yeah, there's that, I suppose.
I guess there's that problem.
Well, I mean, what about Saeed? If you run into stuff in there that you don't know what you're looking at, he might be able to help you.
The sensor array.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe his murderous urge will go off.
But I mean, before we can get in the room, if it's just sort of being around for defense versus whatever, then I can be with all the other people who are doing that sort of job.
Well, how are you getting Saeed in?
Yeah, that's one of the things.
Disguise or get help.
He can skydive and fall through the roof at the right time.
Well, he
Not boneless.
you guys.
That's if he was boneless, he would splat. He has to make it through the roof. He's painless, bloodless.
It doesn't mean he can't die. He still takes damage, even if it doesn't hurt.
He should be better.
He should be better.
After your plan, he would be boneless.
So I
Well,
also
yeah.
do have to say I'm intrigued by the lady who has items come out of her that are embarrassing.
I put her in there just for you, Noel.
She's also immune to deviants.
Deviants, yeah.
So that, which does two things, which means that whatever room defense that place has, if there's any kind of thing about that we need to worry about, that wouldn't affect her. And would she be immune to your Stormcaller?
Yes.
Ooh, yeah.
So she wouldn't be hurt by that. I think she might be the best person.
She's less of a known quantity as well.
She can also hidden compartments 2. She's how big? She can't put a rifle in there.
But a lot of other things.
Some sort of weapon will be in her hand already.
Yeah.
I bet you there's some demolitions type things that would fit. in there.
Ooh! Oh man, I love that idea.
You start taking out the C4 out of her pockets.
C4 might be a little pricey. They upper capacity and etc. But yeah, it's you could definitely come up with something pretty good that way.
Oh,
I might be willing to bend a little bit on these because it is fun.
Well, I have the right backgrounds for it. I specifically have
I mean, we always use Steve's money too, so hey,
I specifically
got
have
money.
criminal contacts under my professional training thing.
there you go.
Oh, well, maybe this is doable. Let's see. Depending on what her star power is.
See, we've got a plan.
Yeah, it involves explosives, so therefore it's going to work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't possibly go wrong.
So explosives can maybe open the door.
It also has the side benefit of if I completely fail to get through the door by any other means, we'll have a last resort.
Let's see. Oh, thermite. Thermite is availability 4. Yeah, we can say that her star power is 4. That works. Thermite, white phosphorus, frag grenades, pipe bombs. Yeah. Okay.
Embarrassing pipe bombs.
Embarrassing pipe bombs.
Pipe bombs shaped like dildos.
I think pipe bombs might be too bad. Yes. No, pipe bombs are only one. Everything, all grenades are size 1 except Molotov cocktails. Wow. It's amazing what you can do with Scar Power 4 and Burns 2.
Okay.
All right, so we have a plan.
Have a
Glow. We have and a blam. Yeah.
Right.
Right. And then have Daniel and Marion waiting in the wings, sneaking separately via camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
And then remaining Renegades will handle off-screen stuff. There's something jump. Benji can jump in a robot. Oh, and the last
Benji
thing,
getting the robot.
the last thing I want to do before I let you go is before you guys start your heist, Liz is going to whisper a warning in Tamsin's ear about a potential problem that could arise that her prophecies have seen. So
Right.
collectively, you have one scene reset.
We have 2.
Oh, you have the second one because of you have two?
I was planning to
But you're
take.
coactive.
Yeah, I was
Oh.
planning to bump that up to 4.
Okay.
Do that anyway.
All right. So you have 2 scene resets.
Do what?
Precognition 4.
Oh,
If we don't like how it's going, we can try again.
scene resets. Okay, got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was not processing what you were saying.
Wow. That's
We have seen the future.
interesting.
Yeah. And if you want to spin it as the classic, we already figured out that was going to happen, and the heist movie twist where it's like actually we knew that was going to happen, and so we had a back. This was
That's why we're
we
doing
had
something
prepared
else.
for. Well, this is something we prepared for, and so we had this thing that there's no way that we could have prepared for, or planned for, or expected, but we just happened to have brought the right resources to address this problem.
Got it.
The good
Okay.
way to make this heist 3 scenes or 3 sessions long.
We get right to the end of it.
Get right to the end of it.
That was just our vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna redo it.
Mhm.
That whole session was in a time splinter.
We've
It
only
wouldn't be
done
the
that
first
once
time.
in a game. It would not be, but it'd be the second time.
I can't remember. Did we know we were in a time splinter that first time? Or
No,
was that
and
a
it was
surprise?
bullshit too. It was hand waving
It was hand waving. Okay.
because of all the magic that we did in the time splinter that would have made our paradox go berserk.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yep. And we weren't keeping track of that at all.
I could theoretically have done that if we hadn't been using magic the whole time, but I didn't think about that until afterward.
All right.
Oh, well.
So plan heist with Renegades. Mess up Francois. We're getting there. Try to find somebody who can interact with ghosts. Try to de-Karen Abbey. All right. So definitely no time for a vignette scene. Yeah, I know. So no new touchstones. No one affirmed a new touchstone. Did that?
We just made plans to mess up Francois.
Yep, I know. So that definitely counts as your conviction. If you want to scratch off a minor, you can.
I definitely will.
Yep. I know that Tamsin is messing with Jared, so if you want to scratch off a minor, you can. Steve, you were messing with Abby, so was
Abby,
Tamsin,
yeah.
so both of you are fine on that. And Noel helped a demon, so you're all good on having met your touchstones this session.
Yeah.
Our demon's finally coming through for us, though.
I know,
Yeah.
it's great. He like totally stole somebody's soul and everything for you.
He's excited, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's happy to be a part of this plan. And all right, chapter and beat.
I just thought of another reason why that pocket lady with bombs is going to be okay to work with me.
Oh, really?
Why?
Well, because she's immune
Pocket
to me.
full of bombs.
I'm immune to explosions.
Oh, well.
You guys are made for each other. I'm shipping you now.
Not for your actual girlfriend in game.
Well, I do have another spot for a loyalty touchstone.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay. What is this? Oh, no.
Wow. I totally forgot about that. That was just last week, too, that we were talking about that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so everyone gets 3 beats.
3 beats.
There's 1 beat in the beat jar.
And 0 left over.
Plenty of opportunity to mess with your scars next time. Oh boy. I can't wait till that moment that Lefty and Righty decide it's a great idea to fight.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm waiting for it.
Or that really tiny elevator. Anyway, and new aspirations.
Ooh.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Do we want to make it just your sub part of the?
Yeah.
Yeah, succeed at a thing.
Yeah. Destroy server room.
Be
Destroy server.
distracting.
Create distraction. You're not Steve. Okay. Oops. Benji Tamsin.
Gain access to the server room.
Okay.
Gonna have to get it done mundane style.
Yep. And then sabotage the weather vane.
Yeah.
Something like that. Okay. Okay.
You don't
And
need a character sheet.
did anyone have experiences that they wanted to spend?
I should spend experience. I just don't know what.
I'm gonna buy Larceny 4.
Good plan.
I mean, there's not really a ton I end up rolling for variations.
I should buy something. I'd really like to buy some more variations, but I never have instability, so.
Well, there's a way of solving that problem.
There is.
Just
Attributes
are
really good.
yeah, attributes are really good.
Yep.
And
Oh, that's true.
what's the other one? Acclamation's really good too.
Yeah, the power
Yeah.
stat.
How much is an attribute point?
4.
Okay.
And acclamation is 5.
Maybe I'll buy an attribute point.
Okay.
Scar power can be really important for certain things. I have a whole bunch of things that care a lot about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy an attribute. I'm just debating what I want to buy. You know what? I'm going to buy a point of wits.
Okay, that's a really useful attribute.
Always good.
That takes me up to wits 4.
I might
Keep
just
in
get
mind-
wits too.
Keep in mind that if your dex is 4 or higher, it also increases your defense.
You know what? Actually, I'm also going to bring my dex to 4.
Seems good.
Experience dump.
I still have 2 left. All right, and so
Also-
that ups my defense by 1
Yeah.
with 4 dex 4.
Good Lord. It's amazing how much fun you could have with, again, you don't have a lot of instability to be buying new variations and scars and such, but like you're at that point where those attributes are high enough that superhuman like can get you into inhuman levels of the ability.
One of the things that I always consider is increasing my superhuman wits using my adaptation, because even increasing it by 1 gets me the superpower that lets you define something in the environment.
Oh yeah, no, that's really good.
I haven't found a good use for it like this whole time, and every time I
Yeah.
think about it, I've already used my adaptation.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you could use it again, but it gets costly after a while.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that we made it a little less so, I think will help.
yeah,
It's
it's not as
basically just
bad
willpower.
anymore.
Yeah, it's willpower most of the time, unless you're doing the same scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah. Okay.
I'm buying a point of dex. That's what I think I'm going to buy.
All right.
Copycat.
Also, keep
It's
in
all
mind
right.
if you get into melee with somebody who's trying to shoot you with a gun, you get to add your defense. So rush those robots. It's the best idea.
Least dexterous of us.
What's your dex?
2. Strength 4, stamina 4. Dex 2.
Well, that's really actually kind of hilarious because it's like the opposite of like all other Chronicles of Darkness games, where having a high finesse score is the thing that you want. But in Deviant, it's really not as helpful unless you have to roll a lot of star
Activation.
finesse, activation rolls. And I know you're in
Lash. Nobody has lash.
Yeah, no one has lash, which is also kind of fascinating. But all of you took a bunch of gun merits apparently. So
Guns are good.
Yeah.
yeah, they're cheaper than lash. They don't require
They are.
stars. It's just harder to sneak into buildings.
Lashes during the playtest, so
Yeah, well, you had some really nasty. Like I know that Marco's character was a really nasty lash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Jake
get,
had a pretty nasty one, but mostly it was the camouflage.
Yeah, I didn't have a lash though. I was a cat.
oh, that's right.
You had a natural weaponry, which is what folded into lash as the game edition went on.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you did have natural weaponry, I think, too. But anyway,
yeah,
That sounds right.
mine was natural weaponry also, but
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that is our session. Again, I'm Eric Zawadzki. I'm the Deviant Renegades developer. This is my regular tabletop group meeting in quarantine. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Jake playing Steve.
Noel playing Benji.
Rachel playing Tamsin.
Mark playing Solomon.
All right, thank you for watching.